Hello everyone, T-Man978. Welcome to another chill review. This time it's McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Classic Scorpion. And I believe this is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 2? Not part 1? I could be wrong. I believe I looked up the costume and this was all smooth and the knee pads were different for part 1. But I could be wrong. It's either 1 or 2. But anywho, I haven't been collecting McFarlane toys, but when I saw these, I was intrigued a little bit, just like I was years ago when I reviewed the Mortal Kombat 11, I believe it was, Scorpion. And that video is still the top viewed review on my channel. Not the top viewed video, but definitely review. I don't know what the algorithm was doing for me, but it'd be nice if it does it again. But I bought this strictly for review purposes because I have not been collecting McFarlane. And looking at this box and only seeing one accessory, that's another reason not to collect these things. And I'll bring out the old one for comparison later because this retails for $29.99. They originally retailed for $19.99. More accessories, more details than this. Let's get to it. Here's one thing that will make recycling easier. The little stand is no longer glued to the box, which is nice. I love it. All right, I messed around with this thing, and how can I put this? This thing, as you already saw, for $30 doesn't come with anything. It comes with the spear, and it comes with this disc stand right there. But what it does come with would have been perfect besides maybe a couple of choices they chose. And let's get into that. As you can see right here, I probably guessed something I didn't know. The spear is actually full of, with the rope, it's full of bendy wire. I didn't expect that. So we can pose that around so you can actually be like throwing the thing, which is great. Now you can't make it fully look like the game because in the game his hand is like this when he throws it, but you just got this grippy hand and you have to work with that. I think they should have 100% had multiple hands, like hands like this, a second fist, and maybe a second grippy hand. And I think that the wire should have definitely been longer. It's not too terribly long. And I don't know if I'd ripped off some of the fabric or what I did. But some of the wire is actually, it was hanging out before I just pulled it. So you have to watch out for that. But they did fix a few things that I had. My main issue with the original release of McFarlane's highly posable Scorpion, they fixed like this whole gi thing made out of soft rubbery like plastic, but it's not perfect. Let's spin him around. You can see the texture and detail, and maybe I'll even zoom in on the face. Well, I'll let you see this 360. Let me zoom in on the details up close. All right, here's a lot of people's problem. There is paint in the face, but it's still a little bit soft looking. But you can see the textures on the outfit. The texture right there. The texture in the back. And the outfit right here. My bad. Sculpting in the feet. Well, yeah. Of course, nobody wants pins anymore, especially for 30 bucks. They did the pins better down here than they did in the arms. But yeah. And here is this up close so you can see the texture. And let me show you this stand right here. Well, we're still zoomed all the way in. Let's show you the articulation. The head is different than I'm used to with McFarlane. The ball joint is like visible. The ball post at the bottom is visible. I can see the ball and it's going up into the head. I almost thought it had a hinge, and I guess they did that. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess they did that to give it more range up. Well, let me try to put that on and give you the maximum. I can't. Here is the maximum amount of up. You can look down a lot. You can side tilt and rotate. The arms can go out. They're still on that cup system. It doesn't really give you a lot of butterfly. You can swivel right here. Double jointed elbows. Universal wrist right here. They do a better job of like covering the ball joint now. Can go in whatever direction. You got a fist on this side. I'm going to come back to the torso because that's my main problem. Legs go all the way out. Soft diapery piece in the middle. You don't really get any swivel, even though there is a secondary like joint in there that is capable of swiveling if it wasn't sculpted the way that it's sculpted. It can go back. It can come forward. But just like the original figure, in lieu of not having that real thigh rotation, they did sculpt in a knee, upper knee rotation. So that works like a thigh rotation. You get the double jointed knees. This part of the knee pad is attached on the actual knee joint, while this is permanently on the shin. You get a universal in the ankle that's way more covered than typical. It can do whatever you need. It can go back that much forward. You can get ankle pivots in both directions, and the toe goes up. This one is tighter than this one. But let's get to that torso. Underneath of here, you got your sectional body where it's the upper torso or the pecs connected to the abdomen, which is separate from this. So you do still get your rotation in both areas. But what I don't like that they did is all of this is like sculpted together. It's like he has on a smock. I think that they should have only left this yellow part. Maybe they tried it and it didn't work. This yellow part should have been separate from any sculpting right here. That messes it up. Now, I'm guessing if you wanted to, you could probably cut all of this and then maybe even cut it in the center and actually glue it to the underlaid body that's underneath of this. Because what I don't like is when you articulate him, he is capable of bending forward, but it wrinkles everything up. And this not moving, it just looks silly. And then this belt is right here is working to keep that held together. And I think that works against it. I think what they should have done is this part right here should have 100% been just glued to the crotch area. And this right here should have been able to go underneath of this belt and halfway into the crotch area. And that way it can give you more natural looking ab crunch that's not all folded up. I don't like that. And when you rotate him for the poses, this rotates to the side, exposing all this when it should stay in the front. I would like it to stay in the front. I mean, you can work with it and try to get your pose, but just know if it's going to fight you the whole time. So if they didn't do this thing right here, or if they did it the way I said it, it would have worked better. But I do like that they gave him a soft overlay, because the first one, that was my main problem. It was all hard plastic. I could barely get any articulation. But as you can see, he does look the part of what he is supposed to look like. He just has that hindrance right here and doesn't come with any accessories besides the spear and the stand. Definitely should have had hands. Other play pattern bonuses, like you saw how easily I popped the head off. You can do stuff like that for the fatalities. The way McFarlane Toys arms connect, you can just pop that right out of the socket if you want him to have his arms ripped off or something like that. Anything else, you'll have to get a little bit more creative. All right, here it is next to the MK11 Scorpion. And I'll let you watch my review so you can see the intricate details, but it's the same size. But as you can see, this thing is has way more going on material wise. And when he came out in 2019, it was $20. Not only does it have more going on, it has pretty much the same articulation, give or take. Like I said, the chest area right here is way more hindered. It has the actual pieces, but you can't really get them to do much of an ab crunch. But it has all the same parts, and it's way more detail in this. Not only is it way more detail and it's more elaborate, but he came with 2 sword scabbards that were separately in the package that you had to put on. You get 2 swords painted and everything. You get the spear, nicely detailed. You got the stand, but now this guy is $30. Todd McFarlane was bragging, like, because he's not like publicly traded like Hasbro, that he didn't have to like raise the prices or whatnot. He could keep his price at whatever he wanted. He was like, he's going to keep it low as long as possible. But then he like jumped all the way beyond what Hasbro is charging. They went up to $27.99 is their basic action figure price. It's like he jumped all the way up, and now they don't have any accessories. That I never expected that. So that's the main issue with this thing, besides the other things that I was mentioning. But you can see there's not any shrinkflation, at least. It's like the same size. It's just less stuff going on because that's what the character looked like. To jog your memory, this thing is 7 inches. Much like Storm Collectibles right here is pretty much in that 7-inch range. So figures that are meant to be 6-inch, he's gonna look weird next to them unless you say he's 7 feet tall. So if he came with more for the price they're charging, and if they didn't make the dumb decision with this would be like really, really, really recommendable. But as it stands, it had some frustrating stuff, but you can still do cool things with it, as I hope I demonstrated. You can still do kicks and whatnot. Yeah! And uppercuts. Like you need to be able to do with Mortal Kombat people. So, there's that. Anywho, got this from GameStop, who amazingly didn't upcharge because it's already upcharged. Anywho, I'll probably put a link in the description for where you can get him on Amazon if he's available on there. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos.